This is Gossip Farm, episode 16. Today I messed up by saving a topless woman from drowning. My family, wife, kids, and in-laws, and I had just returned from a pontoon cruise for the evening. It was later than usual, so I sent the wife up on the golf cart with the kids and in-laws to get them some dinner while I covered up the boat. About halfway through covering up the boat, I noticed someone halfway across the cove in the water all on their own, and she appeared to maybe be in distress. She wasn't making progress swimming one way or the other, and occasionally going underwater. There were people on the opposite shoreline yelling at her, but I couldn't tell what they were saying. I yell, asking if she needs help, and she says yes. I call my wife and tell her to come down on the cart. Someone is in the water and needs help. I'm going in. I might need help getting the person out. I put on a life jacket and grab the throw cushion from the boat. I swim out to the person and pass off the throw cushion. She appears out of breath. First thing she says to me is, "I'm topless." I respond with, okay, but are you okay? I also immediately think to myself, my friends are never going to believe this. What is my wife going to think with a topless woman swimming to shore with me? She then says she's running from her boyfriend who is messed up. She also asks if it's shallow enough to touch yet. It wasn't going to be. I help her to the dock where my wife meets us. She tells my wife, "I'm sorry, but I don't have a shirt on." Again, my wife just asks if she's okay, and she tells us the boyfriend's story again. Sure enough, as she gets out of the water, she is topless. But she is carrying a white t-shirt that she quickly throws on. She then immediately begins running to shore. At the same time, we notice a pontoon cruising towards our dock yelling at us. At first, I think this must be her boyfriend chasing her, and we are in the middle of some domestic dispute. They quickly get closer, and I realize it's two sheriff deputies who flagged a pontoon down to carry them across the lake. As they are jumping onto the dock, we notice the girl had just jumped into our golf cart and was riding away on it. Apparently, she was allegedly involved in a string of burglaries, and the boyfriend she was running away from was the cops. I had unknowingly aided her swim across the lake to escape, and she used our golf cart as a getaway. The cops chased her for a while through the night, tracking her down once more, but she escaped again. We looked all day for the golf cart today with no luck. I notified insurance of the theft around lunch. About an hour ago, someone notified us through social media that it was parked behind a house in a neighborhood over. So we recovered the cart and it seems okay. They put more warrants out for the suspect and are still looking for her. That sure is an effective way to distract someone from asking too many questions. Poor OP and his family. They must be so disappointed in people after that experience. Once again, I'm going to take a moment to remind you to please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Next up is, today, I messed up by angering a sitting U.S. congressman on Facebook to the extent he challenged me to fight him when he comes to my state, Alaska, next year. I accepted before giving it any thought. This all started earlier tonight when I replied to one of his posts, calling him out for frequently lying, as so many politicians are wont to do, and capping it off by calling him a traitor. We then had a brief back and forth, and he laid down the challenge. He wants us to go at it, either in a ring or in a dojo. I told him to message me before he gets here so we can actually make this happen. I'm not sure if I'm in over my head or not, but I'm not about to back down. I have a surface-level amount of training from my time in the infantry and in law enforcement, but he has a similar background. While I highly doubt he will follow through, I better start legitimately training just in case. Never in a million years did I think he'd respond, let alone challenge me to an actual fisticuffs like we're in the 1800s, but here we are. Who knew politicians could be so sensitive and have so little self-control? This certainly is one of those posts that makes me want to scream, "Update me." Moving on. Today I messed up by making a girl I like laugh so hard she ended up in hospital and I almost lost my job. So, there's this girl I like at work, and we're really good friends. We're having lunch, and we're making those ironic depression meme jokes as most friends do. For some reason, I, in my unknowingly stupid way to get her laugh, got the idea to say, "Well, hey, you know what's just one letter away from sad? Dab," and promptly did the deed. Also, I have ability to cry on demand, so I just stared stone cold at her and let 2 tears fall down. She finds it funny. Extremely funny. So funny she drops to the floor and starts laughing her butt off. After a good 30 seconds, she starts grabbing her chest and coughing. I asked if she was okay when she starts wheezing and begins to convulse a bit. Freaking the F out and thinking she's having a damn seizure, I start to reach for my phone. And in the exact second, my manager randomly decides to come in and sees this big guy towering over this poor little girl on the floor. I only managed to cut off her impending rage by saying I think she's having a seizure, and I'm calling 911. Fortunately, I was able to explain to her what happened after the ambulance came. Turns out she has asthma, and my joke caused a flare-up, and was waving her arms to try to tell me to get her inhaler. Whoops. I heard of people literally peeing their pants from laughter, which is embarrassing, but an asthma flare-up is outright scary. Last one for today. It's a really good one, so bear with me. Today, I messed up by letting my son take my wife's menstrual cup for show and tell. My wife is working out of town for a couple of weeks. Sometime over the weekend, I noticed my son playing with this little silicone cup that kind of looked like a tulip. I asked him what it went to and what it did, and he proceeded to show me its versatility. Over the next few days, it helped the Paw Patrol save the town. It was a treasure chest holding tiny pebbles guarded by pirates, a force field protecting a spaceship. It came with us to the park, grocery shopping, and even out to dinner one night. I loved that it had its own little satchel and assumed it just went to a playset. Fast forward to this morning, and as we're getting ready for school, Alexa reminds us that it's show and tell today at school. So my son grabs his little silicone cup and off to school he goes. I pick him up after school and his teacher asks to speak with me. My son looks happy, so I figure he's not in trouble, or if he is in trouble, he did something cheeky that he's proud of. Our conversation. Teacher, Ben's show and tell was interesting. Me, yeah, it's cool, right? We've been playing with that thing for days. Teacher, Mr. Scott, do you know what that is? I start to panic. Oh crap, it's not a toy. Teacher, that is, a menstrual cup. I get confused. Teacher notes my confusion. It's, used to collect menstrual blood. I'm still confused. Teacher, it, goes inside and, collects blood. Me, it just stays in there? She nods. Me, are you sure? I don't think that would, fit too, comfortably there. Teacher, oh, it folds in half, then springs open inside. We're both clearly uncomfortable. Me, all right then. So where do I get a replacement, because my wife will probably not be too pleased when she returns home and will not want to continue using this one. My wife laughed hysterically when we told her. My son is none the wiser and is having a tea party with the cup right now. This is beyond hilarious. I can't stop imagining the teacher's face when the kid pulled that thing out. And all the people that ever saw him playing with it outside. God, this is just too good. Thank you, OP, for sharing this story. That's all for today. Like, share, subscribe, comment. You know the drill. Till the next time.